Are you married or do you have a boyfriend? When are you applying for citizenship? South African citizenship, that is. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing fantastic today, and I hope you can sense my excitement as I'm making this video because two things, right? The first one is that I've been so excited to do a video like this, and yeah, I've just been looking forward to it. And the second reason, guys, is because I have amazing, exciting news to share with you. Guess what I woke up to this morning, guys? We are monetized! Like, I am so excited, honestly. I remember that just last week or 2 weeks ago, I was dancing. I was over the moon about the fact that we apparently hit 1,000 subscribers and we are still growing. And the fact that 4,000 watch hours happened, it's amazing. This was actually my goal for the end of the year, end of 2023. And guys, March isn't even over yet, and we are monetized. I'm so grateful to every last one of you guys who keeps coming back to this channel, who's watching, who's engaging, who's sharing, who's just showing me love and being here and enjoying this content. I love the fact that I get to do this for you guys. And yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you. Once again, I welcome you back to the channel if you are a returning subscriber. And if you're new here, welcome. You chose a very good first video because you're totally going to enjoy this one. And I hope that this video convinces you to subscribe to the channel and just enjoy what we're doing here, because I promise you, premium content only, okay? This is finally our get to know me Q&A video. So I put up a post on my community tab asking people to ask me any questions you might have. I also put up a question tag. Are they called question tags now? Yeah, I think so. On Instagram, on my Instagram stories, to ask people to also send in their questions so that I can address everybody's questions in this one video. And I just feel like God chose the perfect day for me to be filming because my mood is up. We are monetized. I'm excited. Everything is just, I don't know, beautiful. Now, I must give a special shout out to my husband because I made him leave his spare phone at home for me to make this video with. I don't have a camera. I film all my videos with my phone, and so my phone is there, and there was actually no way for me to have access to all these questions except if I brought my laptop, which would be very distracting. These questions are pulled from Instagram and YouTube, so I'll be starting with the questions from Instagram and then I'll work my way to the ones from YouTube. Are you ready? Are you ready? I will not be mentioning names of the people who asked me the questions just because, I guess. So yeah, let me just get started, okay? The first question says, what do you miss most about Nigeria? Bruh, you're going to make me cry. I miss Nigeria a lot. Like every day I don't think there's a day or a week that goes by when I don't sort of imagine my next trip to Nigeria and how that is going to play out and how I'm going to like feel when I see my friends and family again. Honestly, the one thing I miss the most about Nigeria is the people, my friends, my family, just gathering with my people. I made a video about a month ago talking about how I'm struggling a little bit because I'm still finding it a little bit difficult to build community here, especially people that I can get together physically with and just like have a good time. We can go out and things like that. So yeah, that's one thing I miss a lot about Nigeria. The fact that all I needed to do was feel down or feel like it, and I always have somebody to call that I can go spend time with or just chill with, and it's within the same cultural context and stuff like that. What I miss the most about Nigeria is the people. That's it. The next question says, what is your occupation and have you faced any racism in the workplace? And I observed that this question is actually coming from a South African follower, which I would like to actually say thank you, because I think this just shows that you're concerned about me. So thank you. What is my occupation? So two things. I am a student. I don't know whether that's an occupation, but it's what I am. So we give glory to God. I'm a student. I am a content creator, and that's why I'm sitting here making this. And I am a social media manager. So I run my own social media management business where I help women-led businesses to reach their ideal audiences on different social media platforms and just create amazing content for them. And I'm there to like coach them through the process of expressing themselves through their social media pages. So yeah, that's what I do for a living. And because I don't necessarily work in a workplace, I'm running my own thing. I haven't faced any form of workplace racism, so I can't really speak to that. But yeah, I guess that's the short answer for your very interesting question. Okay, next question says, what project are you currently working on? And I think this is actually closely linked to the answer to the previous question. So first, because I said I am a master's student, I am currently working on finishing my master's degree, and I have about 2 months ahead of me to be done and dusted with that. So that's something I'm putting my back into right now. I'm also working on my content creation. So seeing now that people are actually interested in the content that I'm able to put out, I want to sort of like fine tune my processes. I want to make sure that every time I come in front of the camera, I'm not just talking away, but I'm actually saying things I'm supposed to be saying. So I'm just like currently learning a bit more about content creation and, yeah, that's that field. And I feel like my biggest project right now is that, because I did say that I manage social media accounts for people, I am trying to get that a bit more organized. So the way it currently is that I just talk to people and approach them, and they say, "Oh yeah, we want to hire you for this," and then we start working together, right? But right now, I'm trying to finally create a company, and whenever I have clients, they're not dealing with Oyinkan, they're dealing with the company that I've created. So I'm currently in the process of branding, picking out a company name, even hiring someone to help with some of like the administrative and content creation tasks as well. That's what I'm currently working on, and I promise you, it is so scary because I don't even know how the world is going to receive that. But yeah, I'm going to do it anyway. This is me promising you guys that I'm going to do it anyway. So yeah, that's what I'm currently working on. Now, these two questions, I'm going to group them together. The first one says, why so beautiful? And the second says, why are you this fine, Oyinkan? Share this beauty, I beg. Guys, stop. Stop. This is not a question. This is more like a compliment. So thank you. Thank you, my girls. The part about sharing the beauty, you already have your, why are you asking for my own? Stop it. Stop it. Okay, so the next one says, what are the advantages and disadvantages of content creation? This is a big one. The advantages, as far as I'm concerned, is that if you are called to this thing called content creation, if you are, inclined to do it and you genuinely enjoy doing it, then it's actually like the most liberating thing, because we have transitioned like in the world from a place where only like your friends and family get to enjoy who you are and how you express yourself, to a world where you can now create content and the rest of the world will get to enjoy like who you are. You are amazing. God made you as like a resource on the earth. You are as important as the gold that gets mined and gets used for different things. Everything that's in you is that important. So if content creation is like one of your outlets or one of the things that you enjoy doing, I feel like it's just you mining that resource that is your personality and turning it into gold, into an amazing finished product for the world to enjoy. I feel like that's one main advantage of content creation, because I mean, that's the perspective I see it from, right? Disadvantage of content creation. Well, I feel like the only disadvantage I can think of is the fact that people are very different, and sometimes you will not be met with the reactions that you think you'll be met with, right? Basically, you just give people who have negativity more access to you, because now in life, all of us know about, like, as adults, you need to set boundaries, right? But now when it comes to content creation, I'm putting myself out there for a larger audience of people that I don't even know. And there is no way that amongst those people, they are not toxic people, they are not wicked people. And so sometimes the fact that just these people get to have an opinion of me or speak over me is the disadvantage I see in it. But how I overcome that is just knowing who I am, knowing why I'm doing this. And I feel like I've come to a point in my life right now where the only thing I believe of myself is what God says about me. So even if you have your opinions and your funny things to say, like, they do not move me. People's drama doesn't move me anymore. So yeah. That was deep. Do you have any regrets as a content creator? I don't have any regrets that I can think of right now, honestly. I feel like this is one of the best decisions I have made because it's helping me to get more confident in myself and what I have to offer. As long as I'm staying true to myself, I don't see how I will one day begin to regret content creation. Yeah, it is what it is. Now, there's another question from the same person, and I think this is the last one. It says, how do you manage to stay consistent? I guess in content creation, that is. So initially, I really was not the queen of consistency. I was here and there, blah blah. But I think last December, I just realized that I wanted to start doing more of the things that genuinely brought me joy. And my word for this year was to express and to explore. I feel like God was just saying, I'm tired of giving you ideas that you're not expressing. Like, it is time for you to go out and express, right? So, how I manage to stay consistent is continue to remind myself that I am doing this not just as a hobby that's cute, but as something that I know God impressed on my mind to do. That's number one. And then I also put systems in place. So, for example, as we speak, I already have like a content calendar for April, and this is what 20 something of March. I already have a content calendar. I use Excel sheets to make my content calendars, and I was actually very proud of myself yesterday when I was doing that because I realized that since December I have actually been consistent in creating a content calendar for my YouTube and my Instagram. Especially as a social media manager that I am, that is what I do for people. So it was just time to do it for myself as well, right? So yeah, to be consistent, you have to sit with it, look at it a little bit from like an administrative point of view to say, okay, what are the things I want to record? When is my filming day? On my filming day, how many YouTube videos and how many reels do I want to record? How many pictures do I want to take? And then just appreciate the beauty of the different things that are going on in your life. One thing that held me back a lot before was the mindset that something special, something extremely amazing had to be going on in my life before I could create content. But I think I've just come to realize, and with the help of a lot of the YouTubers and content creators that I see nowadays, that even the small moments, God can use your smallest, your most seemingly insignificant moments, your day-to-day life, to bring a smile to someone else's face. So yeah, just seeing that I can create content around anything and being dedicated to it is how I stay consistent. All right, next question says, what is your best and least favorite part of adulting? Look, this question is gold. My best part of adulting is the fact that I get to make my own decisions for the most part. I get to consult God on what I want my life to look like and what He wants my life to look like, and then I get to run with that. And my least favorite part of adulting is the same as my most favorite part of adulting, because now I know that the burden is on me, the burden is on my shoulders to come through and to do what I'm supposed to do. I can't blame anybody if I'm broke. I can't blame anybody if I'm not working in my purpose. I can't blame anybody if I'm hurt. Guys, like the fact, just the ownership of it, sometimes it feels overwhelming. It feels like, wait, I'm the one that will look for money. I'm the one that will look for food. I'm the one that will decide what we're eating in the house. I'm the one that will have to use my initiative to say, okay, this is a good job, this is a bad job, this is a good friendship, this is a bad friendship, this is this. Bruh, we need to be getting paid for just the mere fact that we are adults. Like, I feel like God needs to create like a adult payment scheme, APS, and program. But I don't believe in the narrative that adulting is a scam per se. I mean, it is what it is. You grow, you pray that you don't die. As a kid, your parents are everly praying that you don't die. Even till today, I'm praying that I don't die, that I will live a long life, which means I'm saying, God, please keep me as an adult. God, please, I want to be an adult. And I don't think anybody will pray a scam into their own life. So adulting is not a scam. Adulting is just what you make of it, I guess. And I think this is a good opportunity to just pray for everyone that adult life would be good to you. Adult life would be kind and gentle on you, and God will just make it easy for you, because this world we're living in. All right, so the next one says, what is your take on developing and building new friendships as we grow older? Developing new friendships as we grow older is a necessity as far as I'm concerned, because I hear a lot of people saying things around like the opinion, sharing the opinion that the friends you made maybe like when you were younger or back in high school who loved you even though you had nothing, those are going to be like your real friends for life. Yes, I understand that, and I mean, I feel like right now my core is actually a group of my high school friends, but at the same time, I just feel like as you grow older, you are evolving and you're developing, and God needs to put people in your life who can relate with who you are in that moment. And so, if you're not growing new friendships as an adult, especially in this era where like everybody's traveling, everybody's going places, everybody's doing new things, then I don't know, I feel like it's going to be difficult to survive, because there's even like an air of freshness that comes with having new friends and discovering new people and getting to express yourself to new people as who you are. I feel like the Oyinkan that my high school friends know is not the Oyinkan that my uni friends or my friends I met in South Africa know. Like, yes, it's still the same person. Overall, it's still the same personality, but the backdrop with which my high school friends knew me is different. Sort of like the history of the friendship is different, and sometimes that is good, sometimes that's not so good. So I just feel like community and the gift of people is like a huge gift from God, and the more you grow, the more you meet people. Of course, as an adult, you tend to be more careful now with how you grow new friendships or how you allow new people into your space. But I still feel like it is absolutely necessary to have new friends, and I just hope that we are being wise about the kinds of people that we allow into our lives as adults. Like, it's very important to be careful, to pray, to not be so quick to jump into a friendship. Like, yeah, be nice to people and be open, but slow and steady, get to know each other, be sure that you guys are for each other, and then see how things play out. Now, this next question has me smiling like this, and it says, what's the most exciting part about marriage? Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, that's number one. Number two, I think the most exciting part about marriage is the fact that you get to live with done right, you get to live with and do life with and plan with your most favorite person on the earth for years. So just the fact that you constantly live in a state of excitement for how far you've come, what's going on, and what is to come. That constant state of wow, wow, wow. I think that's the most exciting part for me. It's the conversations, it's the communication, it's the fact that even when we fight or when we argue, I've never had this kind of like fight with anybody else in my life, and I never will because who are they? But you're the one who can push my buttons. You are the one who can make me happy. All those things. Like, I feel like it's just really exciting. I don't know. That's just how I feel about it. I love being married, and I highly recommend marriage done right, done with somebody who you love and loves you and you can trust and trusts you. I recommend that product to you guys. And now the last question from Instagram is this one, which is like very, very interesting. This person says, "Hi, I just subscribed to your YouTube channel. Thank you. And I hope I'm not too late to ask this question. No, you're not. But I'd really like to know, are you married or do you have a boyfriend?" Then the person goes on to put this, "Oh, I'm a real guy, even though my profile seems fake. I'm just not a social media kind of person." One thing I encourage people to do in this life is to research and to work, right? Do your research before you ask people questions. That's my belief. Because now, if you are so invested and so interested in my relationship status, I don't know whether you just want to know or whether it's because you're interested in me. Because I mean, for you to be saying, "Oh, I'm a real guy," it's giving I'm interested, right? That's what it's giving. Now, for you to be interested in a young woman who has an entire YouTube channel of over 50 videos, then I feel like if you are not being lazy in love, I can't believe I just said that. But yeah, if you're not being lazy in love, like why not like just research me a little bit? The YouTube channel that you subscribe to has a playlist literally talking about my wedding. The Instagram that you sent me this DM on has an entire like section from 2021, which is quite recent, where I'm sharing all my wedding pictures and stuff. Most of my content has one thing or the other that points towards my husband or where I mention him. So if you are so invested and interested in this babe, why not do your research? It's sexy. It's appealing when a guy comes to you, approaches you, and you can see that he's done his homework. So to answer your question summarily, yes, I am very much married. Very much married with the intention to stay married. Very much married to a man that loves me deeply and whom I love so dearly. Do I have a boyfriend? Well, technically I do because my husband is still my boyfriend. So yeah, that's that. When are you applying for citizenship? South African citizenship, that is. I wish it was that easy. I mean, I must say thank you because this is you saying you want me to be a South African with you. So thank you for even thinking that, thinking in that direction. However, I do not know when I'm applying for South African citizenship because I guess I don't even want to say I do not qualify, but I guess it is what it is. Yeah. Right now for South African citizenship, but as soon as I qualify, I believe I'm going to apply for South African citizenship. And I mean, I didn't want to be petty, but I'm just going to say this. My number one troll. So I have this chick who constantly trolls me on YouTube, and what she typically does is she watches my videos. I can tell that she doesn't like me, which is fine, really. But she watches my videos and then she goes in my comment section and she's constantly like replying people who have nice things to say to me with like, especially when they are South Africans. She's constantly telling them why they shouldn't be saying nice things to me, or they're basically just questioning their niceness to me. So for example, in this case where somebody said, when am I applying for citizenship? She says LMAO. Shout out to you, my favorite troll. If you are able to watch this video, also know that I'm blocking you today because I do not allow negativity in this channel. But yeah, let's get back to what we came here to do. Somebody says, congratulations, girl. Thank you. That's so kind. And I feel like that's, perfect for today. So yeah, thank you. I am also YouTubing from South Africa. Lovely. Hopefully we will meet someday and create something amazing. Girl, thank you so much for congratulating me. I'm very happy to know that you are creating content from South Africa. It is not easy to show up and put yourself out there on the socials. So well done and congratulations to you too, girl, for showing up. And I will make sure that I am subscribed to your channel if I'm not yet. And she says, hopefully we meet someday and create something amazing. Honestly, that is like the one thing I want to do right now. Like I feel like one of my goals or one of my future projects is to just meet with content creators from Nigeria, from South Africa, and hopefully from around the world, and just create together, bring our creative juices, our creativity, and this talent that God has given to us, bring it together and just create amazing stuff. So for sure, like I hope that we do meet someday and create something wonderful together. Next one says, a fact about honey. A fact about moi. Let me see. This one is hard though. So a fact about me. I think the fact that my favorite color is black, and that's why I'm wearing all black today. I think that's very shallow actually. Let me look for something deep. Okay. I think this one's perfect because I think it's going to be very relatable. A fact about me is that as you see me like this and I'm smiling and I'm talking and I'm doing all the things, I get bloody afraid sometimes. I get skeptical about the fact that I'm even doing this sometimes because I just fear that, not fear actually, I don't want to use the word fear, but sometimes I just worry about like, where is this going? Am I really supposed to be doing this? I have friends who are doctors and lawyers. Is that not like a better career path? Or even though I have studied media, shouldn't I be like within the four walls of a company, serving them in there? Like, why am I doing this? Yeah, so that's a fact about me. Sometimes I second guess myself. Sometimes you know, I just worry a little bit about what I'm doing. But a greater fact about me is that I'm a Christian, and God's help has been so amazing, so present in answering me and challenging my fears and just, taking away my confusion every single moment I feel like that. Like, God doesn't let me dwell in those moods. It doesn't let me, like, I've never had that feeling for like 24 hours straight. And I know people who sit with it, like, who think like that and they sit with it. But God doesn't allow me to do that, because the moment I start thinking in that direction, God sends help, He sends scriptures, He sends people, He sends His validation, and He just helps me get over it. So, yeah. How were you able to manage a relationship with God as an undergraduate or more? I think I had to actually do a whole story time video for this one, but I'm still a little bit like not ready to get super vulnerable about that. So yeah, that video would come, but I can't say when. But I think, to just summarize the answer, my relationship with God as an undergraduate student, amen. My relationship with God as an undergrad was not the most fantastic, honestly. Like, I feel like comparing where I am now to who I was then, or where I was then, is one of the reasons why I appreciate maturity and I appreciate growth, right? Because as an undergrad, I had given my life to Christ. I was going to church, I was serving in church, but I wasn't living in full surrender, right? And so there were certain aspects of my life, like, I won't say actually, there are certain aspects of my life anyway that I just wasn't ready to give 100% to God, even though He was constantly proving Himself as an amazing God who I could trust. Like, I lost my mom while I was in second year of uni. There were a lot of things that happened in my family during that period, and if not for God, I would have lost it. Like, I would have just gone loco. There is no way on earth, absolutely no way, that I would have survived that period of my life without God's help. But at the same time, it was very like easy and convenient to give those things to Him. And then when it came to the part where I now had to make my own sacrifices, it was a little bit difficult. So that's because I wasn't making the sacrifices I needed to make and things like that. It kind of like put a little bit of a taint in my relationship with God, and I wasn't able to pursue as well as I should have. But thanks be to God. Thanks to God for like how He just loves us and how He's constantly reaching to us. Like, He was able to reach to me at a point where like there was no more going forward. Like, it was either God or nothing. And eventually I was able to say, okay, God, I choose you. And yeah, the rest is history. Number one, maintain a good prayer life. Like, wake up early if you can and pray. Number two, uni fellowships are not as bad as people say they are. Be friends with everybody because everybody counts. But like, let your core be made up of like people that also share in the faith so that you can keep each other accountable. And don't shy away from accountability. I had opportunities for accountability when I was in uni, but I just didn't like, they just required a lot of submission, and I wasn't ready for that. So I didn't sort of like harness that to the fullest. So yeah, don't shy away from accountability. I just really feel strongly that I should stay on that. Don't shy away from accountability, okay? Favorite sport. More favorite sport. I don't have a favorite sport though, because as you see me like this, the only thing that is remotely close to sport that I can do is actually work out. Like, I'm not even kidding. I tried to play basketball one time in high school, and I took the ball. I've always been wearing glasses like since I was 11. I took the ball, I shot it into the net, and it didn't enter, but then it bounced on like the rim, and then it bounced back in my face. So I was like this with a basketball in my face, and I don't remember. I think he broke my glasses, but I know that he like really hurt my face. And yeah, since then I have had an aversion for sports. But part of my goals for between this year and next year is to learn how to play tennis and learn how to swim. So those are the only sports that I am remotely interested in. How serious is the load shedding over there compared to the power outages experienced in Nigeria? And how have you been able to manage the situation? So, load shedding is quite serious, it's very unpleasant. How it works is that compared to the power outages in Nigeria, how it works is that in Nigeria, you can be sitting down. Like now, I'm sitting down, I'm making this video, and my ring light is on. And in Nigeria, it can just go off and I don't know when it's going to come back on because the electricity is out. Whereas in South Africa, load shedding kind of like has like a schedule. So you download an app or you go on Twitter and you're able to see based on your location when the power is going out, when it's coming back. It's usually 2 hour or 4 hour stretches. And depending on the stage, so if we're in stage 1 or stage 2, stage 8 being the highest, or 6, I don't think we've gotten to 8 recently. So yeah, 6 I think is the worst I've experienced. But depending on the stage, it might be for 1 hour, it might be for 2 hours, it might be for 4 hours at a stretch, and it might be once a day, it might be twice a day, that kind of stuff, right? So that's how the load shedding happens. And compared to Nigerian power outages, I feel like it's a bit different in the sense that in Nigeria, I don't recall in my lifetime, I don't recall a time when we've had like constant electricity. This has always been the norm, right? And so we've sort of grown up and socialized to be used to that. So we have things in place like generators, like gas cookers and things that help us just like live around that. But in South Africa, the load shedding crisis is relatively new. So a lot of people are finding it difficult to adjust because they didn't grow up like that. Like this is just something that is now befalling them, and so it's a lot more difficult to adjust. I think the only thing that makes it a little easier is the fact that at least you know that they have said that 2 p.m. today the power is going out. It's not going to be a case of you're getting your hair done or drying your hair or ironing your clothes and then the power just goes out and you had absolutely no idea. So I think that is the difference. What else does the question say? It says, have you been able to manage the situation? Well, we have like a small inverter, we have a lamp. We are trying to get like a camp gas or something to cook with when there's no power, because I mean, based on the fact that there was always electricity here, most homes have what are they called, electric cookers. So now if the power goes out, you can't even cook. Unlike in Nigeria where you typically, like a typical Nigerian home has a gas cooker or kerosene things or whatever. So yeah, just trying to get new appliances that can help us function during load shedding. Next one says, do you plan on being in SA for long, and how have you been finding it here so far? Do I plan on being here for long? Right now, I believe I'm going to be here for a while, right? But if anything, any opportunity to move comes for me and my family, and it is ideal, and we believe that God is leading us there, then by all means we would go. And how am I finding it so far? Honestly, I love it here. Like I always say, I love it here because I feel like it's not as intense as moving off the continent and just being in a whole new place where like the winters are extreme. I mean, South African winter is a story. There's no getting used to it. It's unpleasant because I'm a summer girl. But yeah, I just feel like it still feels like I'm close enough to home that if I had to go, I would go, right? So yeah, it feels like that. But by itself, the country is amazing. I like the people, I like the culture, I like the food. Of course, there are a few struggles here and there as like a foreigner living here, which I guess you would find in nearly every country that you go to. But nonetheless, I thank God for my life and the life I'm able to build for myself and my family. So yeah, being here is not bad. I like it here. I genuinely like it here. And now, guys, to the last question before we round up. This says, where do you want to move to next if the opportunity arises? This is such a good one. So I always used to think that I wanted to live in Canada. But I guess the older I get, the more I begin to hate winter, right? In Nigeria, we don't have winter and summer. We have rainy season, dry season. So the sun is just constantly shining. And I guess I took that for granted. I did not know how much of a role like a bright day just played in like my productivity and stuff until I started experiencing winter here and I got my first episode of the winter blues and it wasn't pretty. So I don't know where exactly I'd want to move to, but I feel like one of the things I would consider like on top of my list is what is their winter like? How long like is the winter for? Is the winter for majority of the year and then the summer is just 2 months, like things like that. So yeah, I mean I used to think Canada, but now I'm not so crazy about it. The US is also an option because I find it to be a very interesting place and I feel like I want to explore that a little bit. But one thing I believe though is that the earth is the Lord's and its fullness thereof. That's a scripture that I used to hold on to a lot and I still do anyway, like especially as a foreigner living in another land. And that scripture, what it does for me is it tells me that no matter where I find myself on earth, I will be okay. I will be just fine. God owns it and God is my father. So wherever I am on my father's property. And when you're on your father's property and your father is a king, you get served. You get the best the best experiences. You get all the perks. So yeah, that's my mindset around like moving around the world. So if the opportunity arises, I don't know exactly where I would want to move to. I mean, I have a long list of places I want to visit, but to move to like on a permanent basis, maybe the US. Maybe the US right now. I don't know. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching this. I'm so excited that I have finally created this video that I anticipated for such a long time. And I actually thought it was going to be way more difficult than this. Like, you should have seen me before I hit record on my phone. I was going back and forth, looking for things to distract myself with, just being a little bit nervous, right? Because I just felt like, wow, you're bearing it all. But I don't know, I thoroughly enjoyed doing this and I sincerely hope that you enjoyed watching as well. If there are any other questions you have for me, or if there's any other I guess Q&A video, maybe like a more specific theme or something that you want me to film, please let me know in the comments. If there's anything that I have shared and you are wowed by, like you never expected that, let me know in the comments as well, and I will be sure to address and attend to whatever you guys are requesting. Once again, thank you so much for being here, for subscribing, for helping this channel get monetized, and for encouraging me in my content creation journey that's just helping me to express everything that's inside of me. Now, if you want to further support me, there's something else that you can do, and that is follow me on Instagram, guys. My Instagram is where it's at. I promise you. Like, the things that I can't sit down and make a whole YouTube video for, I go on my Instagram stories or I just, make a reel or something and I share those things there. So my Instagram is where you will really enjoy this babe. Okay. So follow me on Instagram. Let me know when you do, leave your comments there, engage with my stories, and I promise you a good and fantastic time there as well. If you are new, please don't forget to hit subscribe, and guys, I'm begging you, don't forget to like this video. A like goes a long way. The way the YouTube algorithm is set up, you liking my videos, like, it's phenomenal. It helps a whole lot. So please guys, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to share, and I will catch you on the next one. Stay safe, stay beautiful. God bless you. Mwah.